Just have a conversation with me, bro. Just have a convo. What is going on, dude? I'm not making the credibility attacks. He's making the credibility attacks against me and not addressing my arguments. Bro, the bridge is already gone. The bridge is already gone. And obviously when this drunken, retarded, CTE-riddled veteran moron is sat there roping in other people into this, first of all, I disagree that there's a significant difference in the reason for doing it. And secondly, why do you care? You complete F-slur.
So this whole thing, why don't you just call me a pedo then? Well, I didn't. I didn't even suggest it. I said you were a catfish. I said it was...
Well, no, you did, but you didn't realize you were doing it because you're retarded and you can't speak properly. He said you're a coward if you don't watch it. Well, then is he a coward for not watching my video? I mean, how does this work exactly? Like, what the dude? Okay, you're gonna What is this new fucking paradigm where it's apparently noble to not talk to someone now? What the fuck is that about, dude? It's fucking deranged. How am I running, bro? I've said I'll have a conversation. Bro, I said I will have a conversation with you. I said I'll have a conversation. How is that running? Yes, Tommy's going fucking insane. He's done another stream and I'll talk to him right now. I'll talk to him right now. Bro, why am I going to react to him talking about me to me talking about him after he spoke about my content? It's fucking ridiculous, bro. I'm not afraid to fucking talk to anyone, bro. I'll talk to him if he wants. I'm just not going to watch his video because it's fucking ridiculous. What are we doing here, bro? This fucking reactception shit. Just have a conversation with me, bro. Just have a conversation. Dude, how am I the one that's fucking scared when he's there with this fucking retarded parasocial audience, desperately fucking spurting out about me, refusing to talk to me because he thinks I'm a snake. And also, apparently, what was the other thing? He didn't like how I spoke about him in a video. So he doesn't want to talk to me. I mean, it's fine, but it's just pathetic. It's totally pathetic. Just fucking have a conversation. What's your problem, bro? On stream, off stream, he can record it. He can record the whole thing if he's worried about me snaking him or something like that. It's ridiculous. I won't bring anyone else on. It will just be me and him. That's it. I'm not going to fucking dogpile. No one else will come into the call. I got nothing to fear. I got nothing to hide. I got literally nothing to hide. Nothing to fear. It's all out there. All my comments are out there in the open that you can see. I don't understand this, you know. I don't understand why you can't just have a conversation about it. Instead of this stupid, like, you know, talking about each other on our streams backwards and forwards. I'm sure he's going to do another fucking 30 minutes about this as well. Just have a conversation, bro. Just have a conversation with me, bro. Just have a fucking convo. What is going on, dude? What is going on? I don't understand what has happened that you can't just have a conversation anymore. This idea that it's like snake shit, that I'm a snake so I can't be spoken to. Well, it's all in the public. It's all in the open. Stop playing silly buggers and pull up the... Okay. Okay, send me the timestamp. We'll watch it. Fine, we'll watch it. Creeman wins. Creeman's won again. Go on, send it through. Let's have a look. Go on. Go on, send it through. Let's have a look. But I'm not doing this again. It's done after this. I'm not doing any more of this stupid fucking reactception shit. Okay? I'm sick of it, bro. I'm sick of it. After this, if he wants to talk, we can have a conversation. Okay? Creeman has won again. Creeman's secret tricks against me have worked, clearly. And of course, Creeman sent it to me. This must... Dude, this is probably the, what? 5th or 6th time you sent me Tommy's content to react to, Creeman? Something like that, is that right? All those things you send me about him? You know what I'm talking about. Obviously, you know, I know you downplayed it on stream, but obviously, you know, we know what's going on, don't we? We know what's going on, dude. Oh shit, I shouldn't. Oh, I've let the cat out of the bat. Oh, uh-oh. I've let the cat out of the bag. Oh no, shit. Fuck. Damn. Forget the links. It's the novels of psychoanalysis he should be worried about.
A metronome and my thoughts keep telling me to get me
Let's
home.
go!
My keep telling me to let me out.
Let's go!
Oh, just let me out. That clock keeps ticking like a metronome and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home. But my balls keep telling me to let me out. Oh, just let me out. That clock keeps ticking like a metronome and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home. But my balls keep telling me to let me out. Fuck all that shit, just let me go.
I'm Ryan live in our Europe. This book badass. You be broadcasting all the land. I'm TommyC. That's Mean Genie. I-dubs is Mean Genie. Yo, so look, I am not going to punish you.
Okay, that's wonderful.
Of 50 minutes of going, I don't know.
What? So he doesn't even watch my video. What is all this shit? What is all this fucking bullshit about me running scared? Right? Because I'm not going to watch his fucking retarded video. And I've been fucking pressured into it by retards in chat. And he's not even going to watch my response and go over my arguments. Dude, this is what is so fucking ridiculous about this whole thing, right? He is sat there in a fucking drunken rage, probably, presumably, right? Banging on about credibility attacks, okay? Right? Because I fucking said Nicholas Diorio was sucking off Ethan Klein, right? All he's done is make fucking credibility attacks against me. All he's done is say I'm a fucking snake and acted like I'm some duplicitous fucker with no evidence, by the way. With no evidence, right? It's fucking obscene, bro. I'm not making the fucking credibility attacks. He's making the credibility attacks against me and not addressing my arguments. And not addressing my fucking arguments. Bro, the bridge is already fucking gone. The bridge is already gone. You know? TommyC got fucking mind raped by Queeman so hard, he's put about fucking 75% of that onto me, right? And, you know, it's like, he's been seething. He's been seething about all these different issues for months and said nothing to me. And said not a single word to me, bro. We last spoke 6 months ago, and I said to him that the slasher stuff was overblown and to look over my coverage, and if he didn't fucking agree with it, right? Then he could talk to me about it. That's the last time we spoke. He's not said a single thing to me since, and apparently he's got all these issues with things that I've said. It's fucking deranged. It's fucking deranged, bro. It's totally ridiculous. I mean, what is going on? And apparently there's others that have got problems with me. I don't know if it's group chats. I don't know what it is. Maybe people venting. Maybe people shit-talking me. Whatever. And obviously, it puts me in a difficult position because I'm not a snake, and I don't want to start leaking DMs. Unlike fucking TommyC, who decided to leak a bunch of Nicholas Diorio DMs over a fucking green M&M fucking woman, or whatever it was, right? How many DMs have I leaked of any of the commentary guys? How many DMs have I leaked of anyone? How many times have I leaked DMs from any of the commentary guys? How many? How many? How many? Zero. Zero. The answer is zero. How many times in the future at this time am I planning to leak DMs? The answer is zero. I've got no plans to leak any DMs. And obviously when this fucking drunken, retarded, CT riddled fucking veteran moron is sat there roping in other people into this, right? And is talking about what this person is saying or what that person is saying, it puts me in a difficult position because I don't want to start leaking DMs. I don't want to start leaking other people's DMs. I don't know what involvement other people have got in this. I don't want to leak DMs. But obviously if the people are characterising my interactions in certain ways, I just kind of have to eat shit, don't I? I just kind of have to eat shit because I can't leak the DMs because then it's like, look, Chud's a snake and he's leaking DMs. But then I've just got to have my interactions mischaracterised. So what I'll say is this, okay? So what I'll say is this. I'm happy to have a conversation with people on stream if we've got a disagreement about something. I understand my community can be fucking obnoxious and shitters and annoying. And if they don't want to do that, I will offer to have a conversation privately and I will even say that the other party can record it. That is the snakiness apparently that I've been participating in. Reaching out to someone and going, if you want to talk privately, we can do as well and you can record it if you want. That is the fucking lengths of my snaky fucking behind the scenes interactions directly to the person involved. Find me a single example of me like going ham on a third party and shit talking someone privately? Where's that then? Where, if I'm such a fucking snake, where's that happening then? Where's that happening? It's fucking ridiculous, bro. I am one of the least fucking snaky people out there. It's absurd. I don't leak fucking DMs. I'm not on other people's. And by the way, it's not like I don't speak to people that fucking, you know.
But how do I make
Thank you
off depressed people?
I feel really relaxed today, guys. ChudLogic every time when stream starts.
Thank you for the super chats. You know, obviously I've spoken to people who, you know, don't fuck, you know, not recently, but like over time, people that don't like, say, TommyC or other commentary people. And I never shit talk them. I never, you know, even when they say things that to me are a little bit like, you know, oh, I don't like them and da 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 da. I don't say anything and I don't shit talk them. I just say, yeah, they're my friend and that's the end of it. So I don't understand where this fucking narrative is coming from. That I'm some sort of fucking snake. Because I genuinely take efforts to not engage in snake-like behavior. So it's so fucking obnoxious that this fucking wretch can talk about how I'm some snake with no evidence, right? And then apparently that's just accepted by, well, I say people, I don't really see them as people. It's low IQ commentary viewers, right? Someone that thinks TommyC is the voice of reason, right? That fucking agree with this fucking analysis. It's fucking absurd. It's obscene. Show me the evidence. Where's the evidence of me being a snake? What have I done exactly? I certainly haven't leaked any fucking DMs, okay? I certainly haven't spoken behind people's backs to third parties. I certainly haven't talked shit about any of these people in group chats somewhere. So where is the snake-like behavior? Everything else is publicly on stream, or me reaching out to a concerned party, an individual, saying, hey, disagreement, we can talk, you can record if you want, on or off stream, up to you.
Okay, that's
what is snaky? Where's the snakiness? Where's the snakiness?
Guys, if you like this content
Where's the
and find
snakiness?
it enjoyable, you should financially support Chud with donos so he has to content with the perverse incentive.
Thank you for the super chat. Thank you. Guys, this is why I didn't want to fucking get into this, right? I wanted to try and be nice about this and just fucking move on. But TommyC decided to have another fucking deranged meltdown so he can be right the 2 times out of 10 that he is, and then in months to come go, oh, I was right about that guy. Oh, Chud's had a minor disagreement with Nicholas Diorio in 6 months' time. Oh, looks like I was right about him. It's so fucking transparent what's going on here, dude. It's so fucking obvious, bro. It's so transparent. And again, I will speak to Tommy. Why is he fucking running from a conversation? What, is he some sort of fucking pussy? Is he some sort of fucking pussy, bro? He's not going to watch my video on stream, which, fair's fair. I didn't watch his video, okay? I do feel like I addressed all of his points. I do feel like I covered all of his fucking points, okay? But fair's fair, I didn't watch his video. He didn't watch mine, okay? But he's not going to watch my video. I'm now going to watch his fucking response here. And he's also not going to have a conversation. Why not? Because I said some mean things about you in a video, or you're a complaint. I don't fucking know, dude. I didn't watch all of his fucking, you know, response to me, which we're about to watch now. I watched a few clips and a few bits and pieces, so I guess we'll find out.
Okay, that's wonderful. But how do I make money off depressed people?
It's crazy a grown man can't pick up the phone and or come to you and say, hey, this is what's going on.
Okay, that's wonderful.
How I feel.
But how do I make
It's
money
a part of being
off
an
depressed
adult.
people?
Low
Grow
IQ,
up,
PPF. Chud is I'll have you know my IQ is double digits, so there.
Thank you very much for the super chat. Oh, okay. Anyway, we're 47 seconds in, so let's continue. Oh, one more thing before we get back into this, okay? There is one point, okay? There is one aspect that I didn't respond to from his original video. I feel like I did a fairly decent job of addressing all of his points, but there is one aspect that I apparently missed, okay? And I think it's going to come up here, so I guess we'll address it when we get to it. But, you know, I think even though I didn't watch it on stream, I did watch it off stream, and I feel like I did a pretty reasonable job of addressing all of his points that he made. So it's just quite funny that he's now sat here like, I'm not going to subject you. It's like, bro, it's so fucking pathetic, dude. I'm not going to subject you to the 50-minute video, but then he's also not going to have a conversation. So
But how
what
do
is
I
going
make
on here then?
money
What is the point
off
of all of
depressed
this?
people?
These people cannot handle being challenged by people they feel are friends or owe them favors. You and Queeman have said far worse about each other, lol.
Yeah, dude, bro, yes, I talk a lot of shit sometimes. It's fucking funny to me, right? Yes, like I said, there's like a third serious, third banter, third Finny rage, right? There is a serious point in there. But I feel like it's getting taken way too seriously. And also, by the way, yeah, obviously, as I'm sure you can imagine, there was a bit of tension between me and Big Nick
Okay, that's
off the back
wonderful.
of me fucking
But how do
talking a
I
bit of
make
shit about him,
money
okay?
off
But we're
depressed people?
fine! Me and Nicholas are totally fine. Like, maybe there's some tension, maybe he's fucking vented to someone. I don't really care about that. Whatever, you vent to people.
Okay, that's
Right?
wonderful.
But, like,
how do I
there's
make
no issue there.
money off depressed people?
R&K TommyC.
You know, we briefly, this is the problem. I don't want to get into fucking the nature of it behind the scenes conversations. We spoke briefly about an unrelated topic yesterday, very briefly. No issue at all. Nothing, no problem. Didn't even fucking come up. No issue. So I don't really understand what this narrative is that, like, I'm some snake and I'm gonna fuck over Nicholas Dioria. So fucking stupid, dude. It's like people are mad at me for something I might do on the basis of, like, no evidence. It's fucking absurd.
I don't understand. I don't understand. I watch absolutely everything on YouTube that I can, but I'm not going to watch his video so I can say I don't understand. Well, I
addressed the substance of his points in my response. And now I am going to watch the video. We will fucking address every point then. But I addressed the substance of what he was talking about, which we'll see if he does it here, I guess. But I've heard it's not particularly good.
Solution, Chud. If you watch the video,
Which
you might have understood.
I did watch the video. I watched it off stream. Go and watch my fucking video and tell me that I didn't fucking address the points that were made.
But the problem with that is you might have had some uncomfortable questions. So I understand. So in true chop on the point fashion, and we're gonna be totally fair here, we're gonna pretend not to watch your video too. That's what we're gonna do. That's our plan. All right. So I don't know. I don't understand.
Bro, this is fucking obscene.
That's wonderful. But how
I addressed the points that he made, every single one of his fucking retarded points.
Segfault celebrates 5 months of membership. Sad to see Tommy struggles so much.
Bro,
with
this guy's
dementia.
fucking lost it, I'm
Wow.
telling you. It's deranged. It's totally fucking deranged. Thank you for the fucking membership. Dude, watch the video and tell me that I didn't watch it. The only point I didn't address was the stuff about the New Year's stream. Okay? Which we can get into and I can explain further. But it's fucking deranged that stream is still being litigated today. And it's absolutely fucking obscene that apparently now, all of a sudden, Bo Black's privacy is super fucking important. We gotta keep respect for it. Bro, Bo Black's has been raped from every conceivable angle of the fucking internet. And I'm the bad guy for bringing up in passing of this fucking dress picture. What the fuck, dude? It's fucking ridiculous, bro. It's fucking obscene, dude.
Hell, my wife and I say worse things to each other and about each other. It's easier to
Thank
have a
you for the
disagreement
membership.
when you don't have alcohol-induced dementia.
Bro, it's fucking deranged, bro. Every motherfucker is leaking every single detail of Bo Black's personal interactions with them, right? And I mention a dress picture on a stream and I'm some terrible person. It's fucking obscene, bro. Why are you getting upset about that, dude? What is this? Okay. Dude, we'll get to it, we get to it. It's so absurd to act like Bo Black's privacy is some sort of prestigious thing that we must respect when his privacy has been run roughshod over by every single person, commentary person that he's associated with. It's fucking insane, dude. It's fucking obscene. And I wasn't even friends with Bo Black's. I had no fucking loyalty to Bo Black's, ever. Anyway, we'll get to that when we get to it.
I didn't watch. I was just like, oh my God. Like, where is this coming from? Want to know where it's coming from? Watch the video. But I promise you I won't do this either. I'm not going to pull the Eats in the Zon thing over and over again. Oh, watch my video. I don't give a damn if he watches or not.
I did watch it, bro.
To clarify some things, and they were cute.
I didn't want to watch it on stream because I knew I'd just have to fucking tear strips out of him because he's a fucking retard. But now we're gonna do it, I guess. I've been Queeman mind raped into it. Okay, Queeman has mind raped me into it. We're here now. We're doing it. We're doing it.
But how do I make money off depressed people?
Tren became a member.
Thank you for the membership.
They were cute.
Okay,
They tried to
that's
do.
wonderful.
They basically
How do I
did
make
everything I
money
thought. And the
off
fact that
depressed people?
he's playing
Unreal
stupid,
became
the
a member.
playing stupid fence rider bit over and over again, didn't shock me all that much. And I'm going to show you why I don't like this guy, and I have even more reason not to trust
Brick
him.
and Blue
Because that's
became
what
a
it's all
member.
about. It's about like I don't trust that guy. I want nothing to do with him, right? I was right.
Okay, that's wonderful.
What?
But how do
You
I
could've
make
called me.
money off
What?
depressed people?
Stardust TV became a member.
I also, dude, bro, I love the fact that he's mad at me saying I didn't watch the video. I did watch the video and I addressed his points. And now what he's doing is he is characterizing my video whilst not watching it totally erroneously. That is not what I fucking said in my video. I addressed pretty much every single point that he made. The only thing I didn't substantively address because I didn't think of it because of the other points I was addressing was the New Year's stream. I addressed everything he fucking said in his video. Go and watch it if you don't believe me, bro.
So if you're going to pretend not to know what's wrong by not watching the video, we're going to pretend we didn't watch your video. That's pretty much where we're going for it. Because you can avoid the no, we didn't bring up the Bobax thing, come to think of it. You can avoid the fact that you spilled on Bobax. We had everything on Bobax, and what a bad person.
What? What? You spilled on Boblax. I think you need to have a conversation with your fucking other commentary mates because they were spilling fucking tons of beans. I spilled a little fucking nugget, a single fucking baked bean, and I'm getting shit for it now. Bro, are you fucking serious? Who is taking this seriously, dude? Who is seriously taking this moral frogging over mentioning the Boblax dress picture in a stream seriously? There were dedicated streams, and by the way, it's fine. I fucking made content out of it because it was funny. I just don't understand why now we're super hardcore moral frogging about a fucking Boblax dress pic mention. It's fucking deranged, bro. What are we doing here, dude?
We didn't have to out him. You did it on purpose because your content suck. I mean, it wasn't enough for you. They probably wouldn't have found his stupid OnlyFans if it wasn't for you. That's a good reason.
What? No, that's on me. What? No, what's that got to do with me, bro? A fucking random account found it and leaked it. It was nothing to do with me. So now I'm apparently fucking culpable for his fucking queer OnlyFans stuff leaking too. He did that himself. That was his own doing. He fucking showed his email and people put the pieces together and found the accounts. Bro, what is he on about, dude? Who is taking this seriously? Who is genuinely listening to this and going, yeah, these are great points, actually. Yeah, it probably is true that Chud is somehow responsible for the Boblax leaks. It's fucking absurd.
He's not to trust you. Hey, let me tell you something. My experience, you want to say, how are you able to predict everything? Look at the way people you trust treat people you don't like. That's a really, really good indicator on what you're in store for. You know? And by the way, apparently, this came as a bit of a shock to me, I'll admit. I'm not the only one that believes that you played stupid with and fast and loose with Bobax. I'm like, oh, what? I don't know. What? 6 months go by. Nobody makes a video on him in his dress. And I don't know.
Okay, buddy.
Let me get this fixed real quick. Remember, he tried to do the same thing with Papa Gut, like he did to you. Yeah. Oh, did he do the definition game? I don't know. I heard I should really watch that, and I might do it. The whole Papa Gut thing. I'm looking forward to that. All right. Here's Queeman, everybody.
But if I were to totally still man it, I did say in the conversation with Boblax, I don't want to see you wearing the dress. And everyone made a big deal out of that. So maybe he assumed that Nick had said something about it. I don't know.
No.
I think it's a reach because I think I explicitly told Chud it was private.
It was private. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I think Chud was probably, deliberately leaking it, to be honest.
Oh.
I've already spoken about this. My perspective on this is that, yeah, I didn't obviously know 100% that it was, completely off the record secret. But obviously I said it on a bit of an off chance, right? I didn't know one way or another 100%. And it turns out that wasn't public info. And it caused a funny moment on stream, which then I think led Aiden to draw a picture of Boblax in the dress. Why are people, like, why is this a serious point to address? Oh, Chud, you mentioned the Bo Black's dress pic on a New Year's stream after fucking everyone had gone to town reaming him, publicising all of the fucking information about him that you could possibly imagine. Fucking every shred of DM possible leaked. There was stuff that I didn't even cover that got fucking leaked to Bo Black's DMs. And I don't care. I don't give two fucks. It was funny content. Yeah, fuck Bo Black's. But now we got a fucking moral frog about me on an off fucking handed reference on a stream on New Year's for a fucking laugh when I brought it up. What? Who is taking this shit seriously? This is fucking obscene. This is fucking absurd, dude. That I've got to seriously be held to task for mentioning the fact that Bo Black was a massive queer. What are you on about, bro? It's fucking ridiculous. And then guess what happened? Oh, of course. When it got leaked that Bo Black's was a deranged OnlyFans non-binary creator, of course everyone respected his privacy and didn't cover it. Oh no, that's not what happened, is it? Literally everyone spoke about it and mocked him. Everyone spoke about it and fucking mocked him relentlessly for a week. Right, okay. But I've got to feel bad about mentioning the dress picture in an offhanded fashion on a stream. You know, it's just fucking ridiculous, bro. Who has taken this seriously? This is fucking deranged. That he's acting like this is some big fucking point against me that I mentioned. What? How does this make me a fucking snake, dude? What loyalty do I owe to Bo Blacks, dude? Especially after everyone has gone to fucking town on him and leaked all the DMs. Why am I expected to have this loyalty to Bo Blacks when everyone else has already fucked him over 10 times over and I was never friends with him? I knew of him and been on streams with him. Why have I got any fucking... What do I owe to Bo Blacks, bro? What do I owe to Bo Blacks to not mention that? You know? Like, Aiden is the one that told me about it, right? And I wasn't 100% one way or another whether it's publicly or not. So I thought it would be funny to bring it up regardless. And then obviously got shut down that was funny. And then fucking Aiden drew a picture of it as a laugh. All the people involved in this process thought it was funny and don't really care. But now, 6 months later, TommyC's upset about it. So I've got to fucking address it apparently. It's fucking stupid, bro. What have I got to answer for? I will not be apologising for that. It doesn't make me a snake. And if you think so, you're a fucking retard. And if you disagree, we can have a conversation about it. But oh wait, you're too much of a fucking gigantic pussy to have that fucking convo because you don't like me anymore and I'm a snake. It's fucking pathetic, dude. Pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. Thank you for the super chats, guys.
Ooh. Uh-oh.
That's a super big criticism.
There's some teeth to Tommy's criticism here now.
Oh, in more ways than one, my white knight friend. Yeah, so I'm not the only one that believes this. And by the way, this guy's going to take your audience. 100%. You don't have to worry about Nick not shouting you out. You don't have to worry about Willie being nice to you. He's going to take your audience because Queeman is willing to do what Chud won't. Be a completely...
Is this some sort of weird effort to put some sort of wedge between me and Queeman? You know, I don't want to, you know, like, it feels like some sort of weird effort to put some wedge in there. I mean, look, what happens at the end of the day, right? And if people want to watch Queeman and choose to not watch me anymore, I mean, that's up to them at the end of the day, but I don't really see it in this, like, super competitive way. You know, I raid Queeman a lot. So I wish him every success. And obviously, if all of a sudden he started getting like more viewers than me, then yeah, I'd be like, oh shit, that's a bit annoying. Because I've seen so many people fucking surpass me over the years. But I'm not really, you know, I'm not really worried that he's going to like usurp my audience. We're quite different content creators, I think. Despite the fact that we're both English. I don't really think that we've got a bit of crossover from time to time. But I think we've got quite different ways of doing streaming, you know?
Tommy is so irrelevant he making up drama. You don't even know the players involved, lol.
Thank you very much for the super chats. I don't really understand this effort. Like, okay, sure. I guess I'll keep a lookout for that. I don't know. I guess I'll keep my eyes open just in case Creeman tries to fucking jab his hand into the back of my neck and suck my life force out. Or something. I mean, I don't know what to say to that. Like, okay, I guess I'll keep a lookout. Thanks for the heads up.
He dishonest, dubious fuck right out in the open. Like, completely out in the open. Like, what did he say about me? I would never bend over backwards for my friends, like TommyC does. Yeah, guilty.
Yeah. I'm trying not to address Queeman's points in chat because I don't want it to seem like, you know. Queeman is still a little annoying Jewish debate pedophile, okay? Do not get it twisted, okay? Do not think that's changed, just to be clear. But you know, it's just true that a rising tide raises all ships. That's the way that I've always looked at it, right?
Okay, that's wonderful. But how do I make money off depressed people?
Cootie, did you know the P in POTUS stands for pedophile? JEDNKHS.
Thank you for the super chat. And for me, at least, it's not something I really want to be like. You know, I don't want to replicate the Destiny model. I've been in the Destiny model and I don't like it much. Looking back on it, and I don't want to subject other people to that. So I don't want to create this like formal orbiter thing, and then like Queeman's on my stream all the time. But like, if Queeman's got like an issue or disagreement, and it's happened before where he's messaged me and we've argued on stream about it, isn't that novel, guys? Isn't that novel? You have a disagreement with someone and you talk about it on stream, and you have in sometimes very irritable conversation. Wow, shocking, I know. But yeah, I mean, obviously off the back of that, there's some people that then might like what Queeman's got to say, and then some people from my audience will probably, you know, head over and watch him. And obviously I do raid him quite a lot. You know, I'm trying to spread it around a bit and raid some of the other shitters too, like, you know, dickers and stuff. Although that's not really fair to Queeman. Queeman's like got 300 odd viewers. But, or 400 viewers. Dickers is still at like 50. The rape and record Orbiton. Come on, don't be fucking weird about it.
Okay, that's wonderful.
Come on.
But how do I make money off depressed people?
I would rather off myself than watch Cootie regularly. Don't worry, Chud.
Thank you for the super chats. But yeah, anyway, I mean, you know, it feels like this bizarre effort to put a wedge between me and Queeman. But I don't know. Like, I just don't really see it that way. You know, I'm not really that concerned about that. It's, yeah, if he supersedes me, if he absorbs me into his body mass, then so be it, I guess. But I guess I don't really see that happening. Anyway.
He would rather suck cock, I think he'd do it either way, than kiss the Oreo's ass for 200 viewers. I gotta be honest with you. I think if I kissed the Oreo's ass, I could want a little more than 200 viewers. But hey, I mean, Jesus Christ. And by the way, Queeman, I've never been rated by Diorio. Not once. Only Chud.
Bro, it is so bizarre how much this is about Queeman. And also, I want to talk about something else as well while we're here, right? Okay? I want to get it very clear because some people seemingly are very retarded and don't seem to be able to understand it very well, okay? Obviously, Queeman came from like predominantly my community, and particularly his early viewership were like I don't want to. I'm just gonna say it's banter, okay? If you don't like it, it's banter, you motherfuckers. It's banter, right? It was the dregs of my audience that initially watched Queeman, okay? And what's happened since then is Queeman has built up an audience in his own right, and from what I can gather, at the moment they're stuffed full of fucking like lefties that love what he's saying about the Ethan Hassan stuff, right? And it's taken on like a very different direction than mine because I've obviously moved away from that topic, and I probably wasn't saying it in a way they would like anyway. So it's, you know, like it's like, yeah, sure. Early on, there was like more of a direct audience overlap, but I think as time has gone on, the audience overlap has changed, and he's got his own group of people that watch him. You know, some of which maybe are former viewers of mine that don't like me anymore for one reason or another, or alternatively, people that he's found for his own coverage, things that I don't talk about. You know. So, you know. In any case, the point I'm making is that, yes, obviously I raid him a lot, and he's come from my community initially, but he is his own entity. Like, should be quite simple to understand, right? He's his own entity, with his own takes, his own perspectives, and we even disagreed on things. Fairly recently we disagreed, like the Daniel Green stuff, for example. We've had different takes on things like that. And just because he's got a take on something, it doesn't mean that I'm then responsible for it. It doesn't mean that, you know, I have to answer for that. If you've got a problem with what Queeman's saying, speak to Queeman. Take an issue with my perspective if you want, and talk to me. But there's this very bizarre thing where it's like, you know, apparently I'm on the hook for things that Queeman has said and done. It's fucking ridiculous. He's a different person. He's nothing. It's not me. Like, what are we doing here, dude? It's fucking ridiculous.
That didn't do me all that much good at the end of the day now, did it? So, but let's get to the heart of this thing.
I think you have.
What? Yeah.
I think you have.
Been rated by Nick?
Yeah, I think you have. Like, he's like sent his viewers.
Their times are just so different.
Yes, the one downside of this, the tragic downside, is that we've had about with Chud, with like turnover, with like new people coming in, we've probably lost about 60 or 70 subs off the back of this little beef, I would say. So unfortunately, we're back under 50k, which is very unfortunate. Very unfortunate.
Though. Our times are so dramatically different. If I was rated, it was a long time ago. You know, I didn't get the 5,000, 2,000, 3,000 Nick. But look,
no, you didn't get that.
No, I never got. I never got. I don't know if I got rated by him now, it'd be fucking awesome. But yeah, whatever. The other thing, and these are the list of things why I don't trust you. You know, list of things you didn't talk about. This was very important.
Great.
Video.
Great. Let's talk about it now. If I miss stuff, which wasn't intentional, I didn't miss anything intentionally. It was, you know, just. I mean, I should have taken notes. That's the takeaway. I should have taken notes watching his video, but I didn't. But I did address the majority of his key points. But we can address them now. The only substantive point that I feel like I missed was the commentary about the New Year's stream. Because, of course, what we really need, guys, what we really could do with is more commentary about that New Year's stream. Am I right? I mean, come on. It's, you know, that is one of the least discussed streams of all time.
Pressure on Turkey Tom for his association with DDG. Knowing damn well Tommy was already moving away from it. He was in a tough spot. He couldn't say anything about Destiny or throw him under the bus until the story officially broke.
Right, okay.
To protect the victim, you guys are always pro-clutching about.
Bro, that's complete bullshit. That's bogus. That's totally fucking bogus. Thank you for the super chat. In that stream, I was cautious to only reference publicly available information to avoid that exact issue. It was still early days, and I don't know how much Tom knew of that,
the idea
right?
of novel perspectives, respectfully disagreeing and perhaps even sentience itself seems foreign to old Tommy. Did you see Willie Mac commented?
Thank you for the super chats. So I, you know, intentionally worked around private information that wasn't public to avoid that. And at that time, I'd only given the bare bones initial information to Nick, and there wasn't any evidence. It was literally just the bare bones, letting him know that something's coming down the pipe because I got wind of it, right? That was it. Now, with the DGG stuff, the reason that I was pressing Tom, and somewhat Nicholas too, but more so Tom, is because, again, there'd been public posts talking about Tom moving away from Destiny's community. And people, people were acting like, oh no, oh yeah, well, it's only if you're crazy like Mr. Girl or Lav that you really get gone after by Destiny's community. And I knew that I was thinking, hang on a minute, like look at how they're treating Tom. Now he's decided to back off from some of this shit coming forward. And that was the point I was making. I felt like I was, I felt like there was a stench of piss on my boots, so to speak. And so I was just having a disagreement, conversation on stream. Dude, what is this absolutely deranged take that we've got now? That disagreement and pressing and having a fucking argument about something is some sort of snaky behavior, particularly when I went out of my way to make sure I didn't reference any privately available information. And I, as far as I'm aware, hadn't spoken to Tom about this stuff. I was just questioning him a bit and pushing him a bit because I felt like he was downplaying how fucking deranged Destiny's community can be. And I knew from having gone through it myself, when I left Destiny's orbit back in 2023. So, like, I just don't understand. What is the problem with this? What is the issue exactly? I don't know, bro. I mean, Tom, as far as I understand, is off doing his own thing now. I've not spoken to Tom for a few months. I have got no issue with Tom. If Tom has got an issue with me, right? Fine, we can talk about it if he wants to, but I don't think he cares. I don't think he's beyond it. I think he's past it. I don't think he fucking bothers and involves himself with all of this fucking business anymore. So it's whatever to me. But it just feels like he's kind of roping in these people. And it's like, as far as I know, there's no issue there. But he's acting like there's some big problem with me having like a public disagreement and pushing him on some things on a stream. Like, what is going on? Like, why is TommyC acting like such a fucking pussy? Like, some sort of disagreement on stream is some sort of crime against humanity, bro. It's fucking ridiculous, dude. I don't get it. Oh, hey, DK. The hashtag #RTommyC has been making the rounds of the comments. Thoughts? I disavow, obviously. I disavow, of course. I disavow. Can anyone point... Okay. Rather than just vaguely gesture towards it being snaky in some way, what did I actually say or do that was wrong at any point in any of this? What have I actually said that's incorrect or wrong? The point I was making was that I felt like there was a downplaying of how fucking insane and retarded Destiny's community could be, which I think I've been pretty reasonably proven right about, which I knew about already because of the fucking Orbit shit from before. So what was I wrong about there? What else is there? The Bo Black stuff. Apparently I'm supposed to feel bad for mentioning that Bo Black's there's a picture of him wearing a dress floating about.
Okay, that's wonderful.
Like what? I don't get it, bro. It's absurd to me. It's totally absurd, bro. Thank you for the super chats. And the thing that's so frustrating about this is TommyC is now refusing to talk to me. And this is why I don't want to do this as well, because it's going to just end up in this fucking response battle. And I don't want to do it. I'm not interested. I'm not interested. I'd rather just have a fucking combo and get it done. What is the fucking gay shit? Oh, I can't talk to him though. Pathetic.
You know, that girl you really don't care about any more than I do? Yeah, that girl. Oh, Destiny, how could you do this? How could you record somebody without their consent? Must be rape. Yeah, that helps too. You know, oh, by the way, all the rape victims would like to give you a big thank you. Oh, and pedo victims too. Because Queeman and Chud and the rest of these guys...
You actually don't need to interact with real people ever.
Thank you very much. All these guys have done those people no favors at all.
It's always hard to know the...
What is he on about? Am I supposed to care about rape and pedo victims now? What the fuck's going on?
Truth behind hard allegations, but his convenient...
Bro, how is he talking about Queeman so much in this, dude? Queeman has literally mind-raped TommyC. That fucking stupid gay up that he did, which I said was dumb and stupid at the time, apparently it worked. And now he's totally fixated on fucking Queeman at every turn in this fucking segment.
Looking off the explicit Boplax allegation was telling.
Yeah, of course. 6 months went by. 6 months. And keep in mind, I want you to keep in mind about the Bobax allegation. Everybody thought enough was enough. It wasn't enough for Chud to be in the biggest stream of the year, a New Year's stream with Turkey Tom, a New Year's stream with Augie, a New Year's stream with... That's golden. That's a big opportunity. And... God, I guess he needed more content. He's probably...
Sorry, what do you want me to do? You want me to sit there and just play video games the whole time and have no fucking disagreements and no arguments? Okay, can we be realistic? Can we be fucking realistic for a second? Okay? What are the main pieces of content that came out of that stream? And why did they come out? I don't want to suck my own cock over it, bro. Right? But me being disagreeable and arguing and debating led to strands of drama that came to fruit, like, well, within January even. Why are we acting like I'm some terrible person for having a bit of fucking backwards and forwards and disagreement and arguing? I don't get it. It's so ridiculous, bro. Does anyone have a problem with this? I don't think Nicholas has got a problem with it, as far as I understand. Does Tom have a problem with it? I don't get it. I literally don't get it. I'm not saying I'm a content god. I'm just saying how absurd it is to act like I've got to be some like, oh, guys, Thank you for bringing me on the stream. I really appreciate it. Oh, I'm just going to sit here and play video games and not talk about anything that's controversial. Or it's fucking ridiculous, bro. Yes. Listen, if I'm never invited on one of these streams again, so be it. If people don't fucking like me anymore, whatever. But I'm always going to come and have a fucking laugh, have a bit of banter, and fucking talk about some topics that maybe people don't exactly want to talk about, and fucking, you know, provoke a bit of conversation about it. What's the problem?
Okay, that's wonderful.
What's the issue?
But how do I make money off depressed people?
Thank you for the super chats. I'll set. Yeah, I need to do new goal. Yeah.
Oh God, I can't wait. He probably. I couldn't believe it took as long as leak.
Guys, 100k people enjoyed that stream, but we forgot to ask if TommyC felt betrayed by it. Dude, the other thing about it as well is I'm not worried about if people think, you know, I'm wrong on something, right? Because I spoke to Turkey Tom about, like, a topic. I think it was about, I can't remember, about doing something for money. I think it was about whether you do content for money or not. And I think there was many people that thought, oh, I came off worse than that, or I look worse than that. And that's the risk that you run, is you have a conversation, you have a certain position, the other bigger person disagrees, and you end up looking bad. Or the other person disagrees and they make better arguments and you look bad. I mean, this is the way it goes. That's the risk you run sometimes. If you have like a live conversation.
Okay, that's wonderful.
Is you might end up looking wrong. And that's fine. That's the way it goes. It's a fucking internet debate at the end of the day. But without that.
Okay, that's wonderful. But how do I make money?
Like, where's the content?
Chud, I'm so indignant that you did this. By the way, what did you do exactly?
Okay, that's wonderful. But how do I make money?
Thank you for the super chats, guys.
Hi, Chud. I'm glad you escaped the attic. Now you are straight into a new attic. Hashtag wow.
We'll look at some of the attic memes before we get into the pirate software stuff.
Okay,
that's probably couldn't. He probably couldn't believe it. And then
people.
You are forgetting that Tommy has no girlfriends and constantly talks about it. He doesn't know what friends are like.
Well, the thing is, when you go to the bar, right, you might have a bit of a terse disagreement about something, and then it's fine afterwards. And it was fine. As far as I understand it, every single person that was on that stream was totally fine. I've spoken to them since, and you know, I think I've even spoken to Tom since, and I don't think there's any concern raised or any issue. But TommyC had an issue with it apparently. Never said anything until now, though, publicly at least, as far as I know. But now, as part of his fucking bottled up seething about me, he's like unleashing it onto the world.
You know, it's a safe thing to leak because nobody likes bowbacks. So that's one of the things to avoid. The other thing was putting Turkey Tom under.
Okay. And why did no one like Bowblacks? Because people had fucking leaked everything about the guy. Why are we so precious about Bowblacks' fucking privacy, dude? Like, listen, I'm not trying to rope other people into this, okay? Right? I genuinely do not want to start fucking going at other people with this. So I'm going to state this as calmly as I can, right? Nicholas Diorio leaked significant DMs between him and Bowblacks, which was fine, by the way. I covered it. It was funny. It was hilarious. It was great content. But apparently, I'm the bad guy because I mentioned a fucking dress pic on a stream. It doesn't make any sense, dude. You got one person over here just releasing reams and reams of DMs. Boom, 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 boom. And me over here going, oh, apparently there's a picture of him in a dress. Oh, what a snake. I can't believe he's done that. Just because everyone hates Bowblacks. Yeah, because he'd already been fucking leaked into the dirt already. It's fucking absurd, dude.
He's probably, God, I can't wait. I couldn't believe it took as long as leak as he did. He probably couldn't believe it. And then, you know, it's a safe thing to leak because nobody likes bowbacks. So that's one of the things to avoid. The other thing was putting Turkey Tom under pressure. You knew damn well his situation. And
Nick leaked DMs to prove Bowblacks wrong. Okay. I'm sure Nicholas would agree with this. Nicholas was gratuitous in the amount of information that he leaked, and he didn't need to leak all of it. Like, what is this fucking cope, dude? Yeah, every single thing that was leaked was just to prove him wrong. Come on, dude. Be fucking realistic, dude. Dude, Queeman literally... Dude, see, this is why Queeman is my... What's the character from fucking Running Man? Quaid. Bro, it's ridiculous. I don't want to fucking rope other people into this, right? I'm fairly certain that Nicholas would agree that some of it was gratuitous and it wasn't all just to prove a lie. He wanted to fucking nuke the guy, okay? This absurd double like, oh, well, he was doing it for this reason, you're doing it for that reason. First of all, I disagree that there's a significant difference in the reason for doing it. And secondly, why do you fucking care, you fucking complete F-slur? Acting like Boblax's privacy is some sort of privileged thing when it'd already been leaked into the dirt. And on top of that as well, I was never really friends with him. I knew him and I was on streams with him, but I certainly didn't fucking owe him anything. It's absolutely ridiculous. Acting like I did some terrible thing by saying, well, I can't remember what did I say? What did I even say?
How do I make money off depressed people?
Tommy
I
expected
can't remember what I
to
said.
defend him when he was being hassled by Queeman's apes. Felt betrayed and is now looking for evidence to validate his snake emoji theory.
Thank you for the super chat. Can someone link me the timestamp so we can see what I actually said on the stream?
And you kept pressing him. You all can go back and watch it, and you can see you do it. Knowing damn well Turkey Tom couldn't run his mouth and had to keep the rouge up with Destiny, so he didn't get tipped off.
You were definitely... Okay, you guys are so fucking pathetic. It's unbelievable. It's called fucking showmanship, bro. It's called being an entertainer. Something fucking TommyC needs to learn something about, clearly, because his viewership is in the fucking doldrums.
Okay,
and it's been for
wonderful.
years at this point,
How do I
right?
make
It's called being an
money
entertainer,
off
yes.
depressed people?
I didn't know one way or another, but I took a chance and made a fucking funny segment out of it. What's the problem?
Apologize to this Bobax individual.
Thank you for the super chats. Like, what the fuck, dude? It's fucking ridiculous. You're so gay for doing that, Chud. Bro, you fuck it. This is what I mean by the low IQ commentary viewers, okay? They get fed a fucking narrative and they've got to find a way to still make it stick. There is no narrative there. There is no narrative there, dude. There is no narrative there. Who fucking cares about Boblax being leaked?
That was the lousiest thing to do. What is he angry about? It came out of left field. Watch the video. It's just that simple. Watch the video. Very, very simple. But now I'm going to get into why I really can't stand this guy. And this is one small example that I bet you've run into before. I'll give you you see this all the time. He's talking out both sides of his mouth, saying something's good and bad in the same sentence. This is my personal favorite. Thanks, Willie Mack, because he reminded me of this.
Belief. But it's unquestionable. There was absolutely this, if you want to call it networking, that occurred.
And she told me. Crazy how that works.
Oh, wait a minute. I got the wrong clip.
We've also got a couple of people in chat that you may want to... Here, so Yami Prism asked, why not just call Chud offline and talk it out?
We'll get to that. We'll get to that. For all the all right. First, for those other two reasons, he's not dishonest, and then we'll get to that. That'll be covered. I promise.
And then another one was, Queeman has nothing to do with Bobby or Tom. What are you talking about?
I didn't bring up Queeman as far as I just brought up Queeman in the context of he agrees with me. I didn't say they had anything to do with Bobby or Tom. I'm talking about Chud here, not Queeman. We'll get to that too. How about that? I've gained more respect for Queeman. If you want to know what Chud's thinking, just ask Queeman. Queeman just has the balls to say it. Queeman wants to get on the Hassan side or whatever side that. I don't know what he's trying.
So he is making the argument that me and Queeman are like I joked about this in my video. He's making the argument that me and Queeman are like the same person, essentially. He is so mind raped by Queeman. It is unreal how some little Jewish debate pedophile twink has totally got in this guy's head. Right? I really don't understand this at all because, I mean, obviously there's some stuff I agree with Queeman on. So yeah, we'd obviously have the same take on some topics. But there's also topics we disagree on. Dude, it was fucking annoying. When I was covering the Daniel Green stuff, right? There were people that had obviously seen Queeman's coverage and were so bothered about what Queeman had said that they were coming by my chat and were being like, oh, Queeman said this, Queeman said this. We spoke about it at one point, I think. Me and Queeman had a chat about it. But it's not like we have the same take on every topic. Like, we have disagreements about things and different takes. And we cover different, we cover different matters too. We cover different, stream topics too. So I don't really get this idea that you can just go and ask Queen, you know, I mean, it just feels like more of this effort. Yeah, we talked about stop killing games. It was particularly irritating in that conversation. And that's another point as well. Me and Creeman had a pretty fucking, you know, raucous debate about that. And that was the end of it. That was it. It didn't matter after that. Literally the next day, I don't think it even fucking came up or anything. So it's like you can have disagreements on the internet without it being like some sort of crazy falling out issue. You know? So, I don't know. Anyway, let's see what his big evidence is that I'm you know, whatever he's trying to say here.
To do, but that's what he wants. Chud doesn't have the balls. But in order to do that, you gotta bring Nick down a peg. And he's balancing. And we'll show the balancing act in a second. Let me get, Willie sent me this video. This is really good.
Oh, so Willie's got a problem with me, apparently. Okay, that's interesting. So Willie's got an issue with me. But he's another person that doesn't want to come to me and say, hey, Chud, I've got an issue with you. Right, okay. Interesting. Okay, interesting.
I can't stand him.
How that works.
Has Willie Mac ever received any funding or payment from Destiny, Dan Saltman, or anyone else associated with...
So the guy is accusing him of being compromised. And Chud will dismiss it.
Liberal Studios. That's Destiny's media company.
Not a single dollar.
This is fucking stupid, man. Like, this is
stupid.
The problem is, like, there is a point to be made there, but these, like, you know, these videos go overboard and go to these kind of, like, conspiracies that there's money changing hands and stuff like that. There's not money changing hands. It's much simpler than that. But what you want about money changing hands? That's ridiculous. But yes, there is. You're onto something, but you're going.
What are you up to? It's the same fucking shit over and over again.
What? Damn, Chud is so snaky. Look at this comment he made in a public video that came out, what, a month ago or something, was it? Yeah, like a month ago. What did I say that was that crazy? There. I can't even remember exactly what I said. Well, let's hear the rest of it and see.
And he's on both sides of every issue. I don't know how anybody guys can listen to him other than maybe he's entertaining or funny, because there's a point to be made there, and we're going to see this a lot because this goes to the heart of both Queen and Chud. They don't criticize, they attack your credibility. And that's a credibility attack. Look, if you say there's a point to be made there, you simply, maybe he doesn't want to cause drama, like the excuse he gave for Nick, you simply say that point. But he doesn't do that. That's what I can't stand about him. I made a statement that a lot of people that were demanding...
But what was my point? I can't remember what my point was here. But I'm guessing it's to do with my, you know, talking about how, you know... Because I think I commented on the fact that there'd been some times they'd worked together and had been to his house... And whilst money hadn't changed hands, there was clearly like a, you know, relationship there, right? I think is what I said. What's wrong with that? What's the issue? What's the actual issue with that?
That it was at the time of Dr. Disrespect. We all should condemn him before all the facts were out, and he definitely deserved being condemned. I said it's just fascist behavior. Chud asked me to come on, and then I got cornered by Queeman, which, as we well know now, Chud is well aware that the Queeman's bad faith. He immediately went to the little...
Wait, got cornered by Queeman. I'm pretty sure I asked him if he wanted to talk to him, and he said yes. Right? Am I fucking crazy here? I'm pretty sure I said to him, I mean, I'm pretty sure, like I always do, because I don't want to blindside people. I'm pretty sure I said, do you want to talk to him? And he said yes, and so Queeman came on, and then whatever happened, happened.
Definition trick. He asked me the definition of fascism. Kids, don't fall for that one. If you give it too good of a definition, then you read it off. If you give any other definition, it's bad. You don't know what you're talking about. You fell for the red herring and you're talking about that. This is something that Destiny does all the time. So if you listen back,
So now he's complaining about his debate with Queeman that I'm apparently culpable for because I asked him if he wanted to speak to him.
Is truly a foreign concept for poor old TommyC. Willie left a comment on TommyC's video, but it has plausible deniability.
Thank you for the super chat, Spencer Howard.
Used to do it, and I stuck by my guns. And then Queeman's brilliant response was, then why isn't it fascist? Because it's apparent. Brilliant. brilliant, brilliant, brilliant stuff.
Okay, that's
so
wonderful.
it's just, you have to agree with me.
No, don't make jokes about that. No, don't fucking make stupid jokes about that. Fuck off with that shit. Do not fucking do that, you fucking retard. No, absolutely don't do stuff like that.
You have to agree with me no matter what. What?
So I just say, did you misspeak and say Destiny?
Destiny. No. Did I misspeak? Okay, let me explain.
You said Destiny.
I'll explain this again. I'll explain this game. I made a statement that people are demanding. We tossed this guy under the bus, this Dr. Disrespect guy who eventually deserved to be tossed under the bus. We're just acting like a bunch of fascists. And
well, I'm going to treat it as a joke for now, but don't fucking do stupid jokes or whatever like that. I'm not into any of that shit, okay?
Queeman got on with me and said, that's an outrageous thing to say. His response for that was not to go after my argument that they're not fascist. His response was to do the definition trick. And it's just a red herring fallacy. After the whole thing was done, Chud went on to say this. Well, Tommy doesn't know anything about fascism. That's abundantly clear. But he is right that it might be fascist demanding people condemn before we all have the evidence. It's the same shit here. He does it all the time. I can't fucking stand it.
By the way, as far as I understand, Queeman to this day has not, I don't believe, had a problem with me saying that, right? Because I was, obviously there's two people who at the time I'm on, decent terms with. So I don't want to fucking step in and be like, oh, this person won, that person won. The audience can decide. I was just trying to highlight that I could see value in what each side was bringing to the table in some regard to try and be reasonable. If you want to call that fence sitting or something, fine, whatever. But I don't want to sit there and fucking litigate who I think run the debate when I'm on good terms with most people. Let the fucking audience decide, and I'll maybe highlight a point that I thought was good of each party. What is the problem with that?
I can't stand it. Because if you want to call it a sneak diss, talking out by both sides of your mouth, just being dubious, dishonest.
What?
I mean, call it what you will.
This public statement that you've made is very dubious and dishonest. How? What? He's not even explaining how it's dubious or dishonest. He's just saying it is. How is he still seething about a debate that happened a year ago? This is fucking obscene. He's still seething about this debate with Queeman from a year ago to this day.
That's why I can't stand him. 100%. That's the perfect example. And I bet you could find a million examples of that. I know you can find it in this video that I'm about to show you. Why won't you talk about, why didn't you call him? You guys are buds, right? Yeah. Why wouldn't I call him? That's why I didn't call him. It's this little...
Wait, hang on a sec. Wait. He didn't play the rest of that clip. Dude, he didn't even let me finish the argument that I was making in that video. What? He just skipped. Wait, what?
Okay, that's wonderful. But how do I make money off depressed people?
Just check the clip. You didn't even need to ask. Tommy was more than okay for Queeman to join. I don't want to say he's lying, BC. I think he's being delusional, but it's getting harder to be charitable.
Thank you for the super chats. Listen, at the end of the day, I didn't want to fucking get into all this, but TommyC has acted like a total fucking retard too much. So, I've had to go in a bit deeper here. But, the next stop for me is a conversation. I'm not watching his response to my response, right? If he wants to be a fucking pussy and not talk, so be it. But I'm happy to have a conversation. I'm even happy to have it off stream and he can record it if he's worried about getting fucking snake. We can both record it even, so there's no snakiness possible. I'd rather have it on stream, obviously. But it's so obscene to be fucking cowering behind your phone. Oh, I'm not going to speak to him because he's mean or some shit. I don't even know what he's going to say. But can we just go back and actually listen to the point that I made in this video? Because it feels a bit unreasonable that I don't even get to finish my fucking point and I'm getting called duplicitous and playing both sides when I'm probably just disagreeing with an extreme presentation of a certain point, but giving my interpretation of what is actually happening there that's probably more reasonable in my mind. I think that's what's happening.
Nation. This would all be solved with a phone call rather than these Chinese whispers. 10 minutes and done. Wow.
So what is this video? Destiny Fumbles court case interview.
Oh, I have damaged.
Okay, where's this? 306.47. Let's have a look. 306.47. Let's have a look. It's like you know, these videos go overboard and go to these kind of like conspiracies that there's money changing hands and stuff like that. There's not money changing hands. It's much simpler than that. But what you want about money changing hands? That's ridiculous. But yes, there is. You're onto something, but you're going in a million miles an hour in the wrong direction.
Again, why would he pay me to make him look bad? These people are so stupid.
4. Since Nicholas DiOrio has given Dan Saltman optical advice.
But I spoke to him and I'm like, listen, the problem with you and Erudite is you guys knew for months, so you've come to terms.
Okay, to be fair, I didn't say anything after that. I just kept watching the video. Where did I actually make my point then? Maybe it's before. Like, it feels like there's kind of a denial of that. I get it. You don't want to accept some of the more deranged narratives that Destiny was this ultimate puppet master controlling everything. But there was absolutely this effort to build a bridge, which then had some sway, and both parties were benefiting from it. Right. That's pretty fair viewing of it. You know. Okay, so I say it here, right? My point is, dude, it's so absurd that this is now me being duplicitous. Me making a nuanced commentary in a public video is me apparently being duplicitous, right? The point I'm making is that it's wrong to say, and it's conspiratorial and stupid to say that money was changing hands. The point that I'm making is there was a bridge between certain commentary people and Destiny, right? And it influenced the way that they approached and tackled certain topics and certain stories. And that, I think, is a fairly reasonable perspective. Like, what is actually wrong with that? What is incorrect about that? What am I saying that's incorrect? Yes, there was some influence, exactly, right? And I know very well about how these things work because I used to be a fucking Destiny Orbiter, so I know very well what that's like. And I don't think I was really saying it in a particularly aggressive or egregious way. And I was, in fact, like, disagreeing with the more extreme narratives that were being spun here. But I don't understand why it's such a big deal to just admit that, yeah, I was friendly with Destiny and it probably influenced how I tackled certain things, and so be it, you know? I mean, I feel like I'm quite open about that. And, you know, like I've spoken about how I covered certain aspects, certainly like the Mr. Girl report, in certain fashions, and that was influenced by that. So I don't really get this whole, like, oh, it's terrible to say, like, oh, God, it's very duplicitous to say this. But I think it's a pretty reasonable, fair perspective.
Chud is fair. Love a good self-react segment.
Well, I don't want to do a self-react segment, but there's barely any context in that clip that Tommy showed.
Off depressed people.
This incestuous reactception content is so good. I know you hate it, but you're so good at it. These spineless drones are terrified of you and Queeman.
Thank you for the super chats. No, I don't like this idea that we completely deny that and act like, oh, I was only on one stream with him. Yeah, but it wasn't just the one stream. There was other unspoken connections and benefits that were occurring. Right? What's wrong with that?
Let's be realistic about this.
What's incorrect about any of that?
Were there parts of the conversation between Destiny and Willie that were left out in an attempt to hide Destiny's influence on the video, particularly in regards to President Sunday and Beckett?
Destiny never brought up...
Okay, who cares? Right. Who cares networking exists? So you're saying it did happen, but you don't care. So then why are you bothered about me pointing it out? Yeah, sure. Networking exists. Networking leads to influences that have sway in both directions, obviously. So you are agreeing with me that it did happen then, aren't you? Holy fuck, dude.
President Sunday or Beckett when we talked. Pixie's side did because President Sunday slandered her, and Beckett leaking her document with her intentions to sue before it was ready gave Destiny notice to delete evidence. This is all in her court papers. I knew about this beforehand because I reached out to Pixie.
What is the point of networking? What is the purpose of networking? Why do business people network with one another? Why do people do that? Okay, guys, this is what I mean. So now apparently Tommy's tweeting about me. Guys, I want to talk about the Pirate Software rate review, okay? That's probably going to be a 30+K segment on my channel. Not that it's the only thing I care about, right? But that's what I want to get to. I don't want to fucking be... Dude, why not just pick up the phone? We can have a conversation right now. He's just, spurging out about me on Twitter. Yeah, you shitters want Tommy 10, okay? Sure. But I want to get to the stuff I want to talk about. I want to talk about fucking TommyC all fucking day. It's because there is a mutually beneficial, influential relationship that develops off the back of that. Right? So you're agreeing that on what I'm saying is true then, aren't you? If you're saying, yeah, networking exists. Yeah, that's what I'm describing. And I'm trying not to put too much malice into one's actions, but my belief is that it was an intentional act on Destiny to build this bridge. But obviously I can't prove that, or I can't show that in any meaningful way. That's my personal belief. But it's unquestionable. There was absolutely this, if you want to call it networking, that occurred.
And she told me. Crazy how that works.
Has Willie Mac ever received any funding or payment?
So I'm making a point that there was networking that happened that influenced how certain things occurred, essentially, right? So I think my point's quite clear. And then it goes on to me listening to this point and saying this is stupid. So the point I'm making is that it's networking and influence that's happening here. Like Willie Mac going to Destiny's house, for example, clearly had some sort of personal influence in some fashion. And I'm not even like super mad about it. I'm not like having to go at anyone even. I'm just saying what I think occurred here. And I'm using it to say the idea money changed hands, which is obviously the worst of those things, right? Specifically money changing hands in order to influence what someone does is way worse. And it's a more surreptitious thing that's happening. That's what's occurring. And it's conspiratorial to claim that it's money changing hands that's affecting it.
And from Destiny, Dan Saltman, or anyone else associated with Omniliberal Studios. That's Destiny's media company.
Not a single dollar.
This is fucking stupid, man. Like, this is the problem, is like, there is a point to be made there, but these, like, you know, these videos go overboard and go to these kind of, like, conspiracies that there's money changing hands and stuff like that. There's not money changing hands. It's much simpler than that. But what you want about money changing hands, that's ridiculous. But yes, there is, you're onto something, but you're going in a million miles an hour in the wrong direction.
Again, why would he pay me to make him look bad? These people
Okay, so the context is at the start of that then. That was not included. I'd love to understand what I've said there that's incorrect or wrong, or duplicitous, or snaky. I'd love to, you know, if someone wants to, if someone that disagrees with me wants to talk to me and explain to me actually how I'm wrong, I'd love to hear it. But I'm not doing it through this reacception shit. I know that apparently he's going to respond to my video on stream. Just talk to me. Just pick up the fucking blower. Like, what is the fucking problem here, dude? And the way I'm presenting it, I don't really think I'm saying anything like mean or harsh even. I'm not even doing any banter.
Joe Savage became a member. Joe Savage celebrates 4 months of membership, _Chud.
Thank you. Thank you for the membership. I just don't get it. Like, how is this snaky or duplicitous? I don't understand it. And I guess Willie's got a problem with it, but never said anything to me. So he said it to Tommy instead. I mean, just fucking listen. Bro, Willie was fucking... Okay. I'm not roping anyone else into this. If Willie's got a problem, he knows where I am. Okay? I'm not roping other people into this. TommyC is the person that is spurging out about me on stream. Everyone else has got a problem, you know where I am. Okay?
Talk about why didn't you call him? You guys were buds, right? Yeah. Why wouldn't I call him? That's why I didn't call him. It's this little thing right there. Now forget the thumbnail and the title because the trap is there. Oh, you can't handle the bants and all that stuff. Here's what I want you to do. Click in this video on your own time, pretend he's talking about you, and then ask yourself, do you want to talk with that guy? Do you want to hash it out with that guy?
I was mean about, Tommy's little feelings were hurt, it seems. I thought he was like the fucking, rhinoid guy that was all bluster and... Dude, what a pussy, bro. What a fucking pussy, dude. Oh, I don't want to talk to him because he hurt my feelings. Bro, that video, he was going fucking insane. He was talking about mooching off his wife and shit, and I was having a bit of a laugh and mocking him for that. What do you want me to do, dude? Stop revealing embarrassing stuff about you on the internet if you don't want me to fucking have a fucking laugh at you.
That's wonderful. But how do I make money off depressed people?
Bro, he was there fucking just saying a bunch of embarrassing shit, and I was having a laugh about it. What's the problem? I can't remember what he said about it, but I'm pretty sure, even though I poked some fun and had a laugh about it, I don't think I really said anything that was... I'm pretty sure at the end I was nice. I can't remember, dude. But no, he's not saying it's the thumbnail or the title or anything. I think it's the stuff I said in there.
guy, or does he not like you? So I got the Bobax leak. That's shit.
Bro, now I'm just reacting to myself. This is becoming like a fucking a sustaining content cycle. At least all the shitters have got content for the rest of the week. And yes, I include Queenman in that comment. Right. Commentary just bullied TommyC into retirement. I think that this sent Queenman into an absolute blind rage, and he was furious. What is this? Why have you got an RGB vape, dude? What is that, dude?
You guys are frying like hell.
Chud wiping the tape. I brushed the crumbs off and a couple land in TommyC's mouth. Dude.
The professional.
Bro, this is the problem, dude. Look, it's happening again. It's happening again right now.
But how do I make money off depressed people?
If you admit to mooching off your wife, you have to accept being made fun of online. It's such a benign thing to feel slighted over.
Thank you for the super chat. Some things never change, guys.
Of SFTP are over. I am not doing this full time anymore. I'm going back to work. So nobody can piss and moan about me not doing my wife dirty or whatever, or mooching off of her.
What? Why is he saying that, dude? Why would you say that? So let me explain. Well, I don't really want to, you know, I mean, was obviously I was being mean, right? I mean, I just don't, it's so bizarre to me that there's all this shit talking that goes on, and Tommy is genuinely that upset by that he won't talk to me now. It's just ridiculous. And this video came out 3 months ago, in March, so clearly he's been like seething about this for a little while now. I think that this sent...
Financially incentivizing Finny rage.
Dude, I'm pretty sure I said at the end, and I kind of dropped it off and was like, yeah, this is stupid, didn't I? In chat. About how he feels about stuff.
Like some kind of superstar YouTuber, you go up and then you fucking go down or kind of flatline. And that's the thing. And you should be happy that you had it for a second. And I had a super loyal community that I don't think is going anywhere for a year. And then
Shelby, you were one of the worst, you fucking loser, okay? Don't try and act like you're not fucking obsessed with this. Fucking banging on about it in chat.
Why is Shelby? And you know, I don't know this.
Why is Shelby catching strays?
Only streams. Like a lot of people got really offended and they left, and that's their right.
Dude, Tommy's just talking to his audience. He's talking to his fucking chat about how he feels about stuff. You know, yes, it's embarrassing. Yes, he said some stupid shit he shouldn't have said. But you guys are like so invested in this. And I'm just not. I'm like, you know, I don't know, bro. It's like, yeah, he's fucking burnt out. He's been mind raped by the PSYOP against him. And that's it.
Can do what they want.
Wow.
Lost.
Wow. Wow. That take aged very well, didn't it?
Subs, lost everything. And all it was answering a demand. You can back me up on this, Walt. A demand that we grow. The demand is from the audience. So I made
off depressed people?
kind of some changes.
Wife, son, and arcade to keep him company while Queeman will be a lowly loving dead air steamer. Crying face emoji.
Tommy bro, thank you for the $3.
To encourage that, and it didn't work.
Yeah.
Well, it usually didn't work now. I mean, one of them might hit the algorithm or something like that. So maybe it's just be a normal.
I mean, with like most of those videos, it just depends on the topic. I think I saw like the Destiny video got like decent views.
Yeah.
It just depends on the topic. It's just like normal.
But I mean, some of them are getting under 1,000.
Yeah.
For me, that's like unacceptable. And those videos don't mean.
I'm done with this. There we go. Queenman won, ladies and gentlemen. TommyC is retiring, but nothing's going to change. And he's burnt out. He's burnt out covering topics he's not interested in, but doesn't want to put any effort into actually covering stuff he is interested in. There we go. Also, he revealed some embarrassing information that he didn't need to about mooching off his wife, and that was quite funny. I mean, the thing is, obviously, like, I'm not being nice to the guy, right? But, like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? Bro, you can't sugarcoat it, bro. That's exactly what happened in that video. Aren't we supposed to hold our friends accountable? Oh, what are you expecting me to say when you're talking about mooching off your wife? You can't be bothered to look at the topics that you want to cover, and you're burnt out covering stuff you're not interested in. I guess the answer is just to not watch it and not speak about it, isn't it? That's the answer. Because I cannot, as much as, you know, as much as I'm getting smeared as some lying snake that doesn't speak his mind, right? I cannot sit there and be like, oh, this is fine if I've got issues with it. I have to speak up and say what I've got a problem with. Which is probably why you fuckers were so desperate for me to watch the TommyC content. Because you knew I'd start fucking crashing out about it. Yeah, sorry guys. We will get to the Pirate Software content. It's a bit delayed because I got, you know, triggered into covering this basically.
Shady. I got the Willie Mac thing. That's fucking shady. I got that Pacific example. Yeah, things are stacking up where I think I'm allowed not to trust him. And yeah, I didn't.
I mean, this is fine. If Tommy doesn't trust me, then so be it. Tommy doesn't trust me, and that's fine. But like, why is he fucking acting like there's all this evidence for this that meaningfully backs this up? When he's just doing the tinfoil Tommy shit. He's just doing the green M&M shit all over again. You know, acting like there's some crazy snake shit happening when there's just not. You know? And the reality is, it's no skin off my nose. I've not spoken to Tommy for 6 months, so my life will continue on as it has done for the last 6 months. Which, in terms of this, is like nothing. Nothing's going to change for me. It's just, you know... He's got all these issues that he's been seething about, hasn't brought them up, and now he's decided to reveal them all in these fucking stream segments.
By the way, I talked to Chud, played video games with him pretty much throughout the month of December. I think 2 streams, or one night we did it alone, and there was a stream or something like that.
No!
So that kind of goes both ways. Why did you call him? Why didn't you call me?
Because I didn't have a fucking problem. Because I never had a problem with you. I didn't have any of these issues. Why would I call you when I don't have a problem? You're the one that apparently had all these fucking issues that you're now litigating on stream. And you never fucking called me, bro.
I might have thought, well, maybe it was an isolated incident. But I no longer think this is isolated incidents. When the New Year's stream happened, I was like, yeah, there's something fucking there. This guy's incredibly dishonest. You want to know what Chud actually thinks? Are you sick of his bad faith fence sitting? Listen to Queenman.
Okay, I don't know what TommyC thinks bad faith means. To me, bad faith means you're saying something that you don't truly believe for some sort of perceived benefit. What do I say that I don't truly believe? What is my take that I have that I don't really fucking believe? What, like, unless he means something else. What does he mean by bad faith? Yeah, but what is it that I say that I don't mean?
He'll tell you. But he's got nothing to lose, and Chud does. And that's what it really comes down to. He doesn't understand. I don't know if he does it or it's just bad faith. You could criticize Nick. Here's the funny thing. Do you see this?
Oh, yeah, you could criticize Nick, all right? Bro, I made a fucking throwaway comment about him on a stream and it's led to multiple fucking crash outs from this guy. What are you on about, dude? Oh, I called him a cocksucker. I called him an Ethan Klein cocksucker. And it's led to all of this. Because apparently it's a credibility attack. Also, the other problem too, and I don't want to, you know, I'm trying not to bring other people into this, so I'm going to try and stick to that, right? But the problem with this too is he's the one that's making the credibility attack on me. He's saying that I'm a snake. He's saying that I'm untrustworthy. That's the credibility attack. Because that's the fucking, you are saying that you should not trust me. And it's on the back of very limited evidence that he's stitched together in his fucking, you know, retarded, CT-riddled mind palace. Like, where's the fucking evidence that I'm not to be trusted, bro?
But how do I make money off depressed people?
You must remove your hand from Queeman's hollow fabric corpse and take ownership of your little gonzo muppet.
Thank you for the super chats.
Picture of me, right, when I was moving. This is clipped from a video where I was criticizing Ethan Klein. I never started drama with Nick. Nobody ran to Nick and said he's attacking you. When he said, I'm talking about you, Nicholas Diorio, and then shoehorning something somebody else said, like Stardust. Yeah, I think he did it on purpose. I'm no longer being generous.
So obviously, I think most people understand what was happening in that moment, right?
Bad faith would be believing a bigger YouTuber was catfished by a 17-year-old boy and is a nonce, but cynically saying nothing till years later.
Thank you for the super chats. He clarifies that. I don't think he meant to do it in that way. He kind of, I don't know what he was meant exactly, but he didn't mean it in the way that he said it, basically. Yeah, I mean, dude. Sorry, what was that again?
Furio and then shoehorn.
So what was happening there is I was bored. I was crashing out a bit. I was having a bit of funny rage. I was having some banter. And I was making some points about some of my misgivings. And I made them broadly. Right?
Okay, that's wonderful.
I was making broad comments about some of my issues. Not all of which applies to Nick necessarily.
Really with this one, but realized he's just a fat old army cook that projects his hate to you all because of Queeman.
Thank you for the super chats. And the thing is, you know, this is the thing. I don't want to get roped into fucking giving commentary on this because I'm so fucking bored of the whole topic of Ethan Hassan. But my frustration is, and I've noticed this towards the tail end of me talking about some of this stuff, is, you know, it becomes such a sort of like insane sides-cucked discussion that nuance really dies. And then if you are someone that maybe has a contradictory perspective, people start to get really fucking bothered with you, you know? And start to get really upset with you. Like the few times I did issue some sort of criticism of some of the stuff that Ethan was doing, it really bothered some people and they were really upset. You know, I even had people in the comments that were like, you shouldn't be talking about this, Chud, if this is what you think. And it's like, fucking hell, dude. That's fucking a bit much, isn't it? So it was like, I'm bored of talking about it. It's an extremely divisive topic with, you know, plenty of retards on both sides. Yes, both sides. I'm fence sitting, I guess, by saying that. So I was done with it and I moved on.
Warbler became a member.
Thank
Warbler
you for the
celebrates
membership.
3 months of membership. Tommy can't attack a sitting member of the synagogue cabal, or else he loses his army pension, so he's going after the next best thing. You.
So in any case, you know, it's not saying that you can't criticize Ethan. Obviously you can criticize Ethan, but it's become an extremely divisive sides-cut conversation that it becomes very difficult to have like reasonable, nuanced perspectives without people getting very upset with you, you know? And my hope, I said this the other day, my hope is just that people that choose to continue to cover it on as it goes on and on and on, it seems, you know, do so with a nuance.
Welcome to Chud Nation.
And give fair credence to whatever, you know, side is due it, you know? Thank you for the 5 gifted, appreciate it. That's very generous. Thank you for that. Thank you.
Warning, somebody else said, like Stardust. Yeah, I think he did it on purpose. I'm no longer being generous. I think he did it on purpose. So why would you talk to him? I don't understand that at all. I wouldn't talk to somebody like that. And, you know, you could always hide. You look, say something.
Bro, I don't understand.
Okay, that's wonderful. But how do I make
So we don't talk to people we disagree with, we don't like them, or we don't trust them. What sort of mentality is this, dude? Like, I spoke to fucking Tectone.
But how do I
Thank you for the super chat. Oh my god.
You misrepresented Aiko the other day. She never spoke about your allegations, and you said that's what her stream was about. She has always been on your side about that.
Thank you for the super chat. Yeah, I didn't watch it, but that was the title of it. But anyway, thank you for the super chat. And not Miku, thank you for the 10 gifted. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, that's wonderful.
I'll mute it because I'm just going to give all the names off. Thank you for that. Appreciate it. So what is going on here? What is happening here exactly? So now, right? So I go and speak to Tectone because he's made this throwaway comment about me, and I got some criticisms of him, and I try and bring them to him, even though you know, I mean, you know, he's obviously playing nice or whatever, right? I'm being a bit fucking vitriolic or whatever, being a bit mean, a bit rude. But that happened, and that was fine. But now TommyC doesn't want to talk to me in any format to address any of this. He'd rather just fucking spurg out about me on stream about a bunch of perceived slights and issues, some of which he doesn't even fully understand the point that I'm making. Okay, well I guess that's the new paradigm now, so I guess that's it, isn't it? I mean, why is there this aversion to just talking about it? All of this could have been hashed out, discussed, litigated, done, dealt with. And now it's turned into this stupid fucking shit of drama that's keeping me from the stuff I'm actually interested in, which is the pirate software shit.
An outrageous, attack people's credibility and say, hey, you can't handle the bants. You can't handle the banter. It's just an endless circle of being dishonest. It's endless circle of bad faith. That's all it was. So that's why This milquetoast thing, fence sitter thing is really just, look, all this.
Chud is a bit harsh on Nicholas DeOrio and Tommy loses his shit and goes into a frenzy. Chud is insanely harsh on Tectone to his face, and Tectone is still asking to drop tomato. DK is very keen on this idea that me and Tectone should play Fortnite together, by the way. He wants it to happen.
All this stuff is run by money. Don't, even your favorite YouTubers, even the good ones, every decision is made on topics to cover is about money. I'm not above it, and nobody else is. It's easy. It's very easy to sit there and act like everybody else is selling out when you're not depending on the money. Chud's depending on the money. So believe me, I've done this long enough to realize, yeah, you're going to avoid this, you're going to avoid that. But if Chud wanted to criticize Nick, or not even criticize Nick's arguments, but they don't know that. They don't know the difference between, no, I'm not going to, they do know the difference. Who am I fucking kidding here? Attacking her credibility is
See, the thing is, dude, this is so frustrating because I don't want, like, look, here's the thing, right? With Nicholas, obviously, there's probably some disagreement we could get into. The problem is for me, and it goes beyond my audience at this point, right? There are literal fucking vultures out there waiting, right? They're waiting to fucking swoop in. Like some of the lefties were posting some of my comments. I think I got posted on the Snark subreddit as well. And I don't want to fuel that, and I don't want to fucking participate in that. So, you know, I've said to Nicholas, if he wants to talk off stream, and obviously if he wants to record it, fair enough, I get that. If there's any concern about me being a snake, totally understand. People might want to, you know, record that sort of interaction, then that's fine. I'm happy to do that, you know? Because I don't want to fall out with people over fucking Ethan Klein. That's ridiculous, you know? It's just not something I'm interested in, you know. I don't want to fall out over fucking someone incorrectly talking about Ethan Klein in my perspective, say, or something like that. What does it matter? It's like, the fact this is all about Ethan Klein is so fucking stupid, dude. You know, I was having a fucking crash out Finny rage with some serious points being made and a bit of banter, and Tommy's taking it all super seriously, you know? More seriously than I think Nick has taken it too.
Okay, that's wonderful.
But, you know, Nick, obviously there was some, you know, tension,
Tommy is too
you know?
scared to lose horribly to you in a convo.
Because obviously I can understand there's people from my community that are fucking deranged about this topic. And so, you know, I don't want other people to get shit from my community because I've made some comments on stream. You know, I think that's fucking annoying to deal with, and I've had to deal with it myself. So I don't want that to happen. But yeah, I mean, obviously, you know, anyone that's got an issue with me, if you know, I'm happy to talk, and if it has to be off stream recorded because of a snake concern, then fair enough. That's fine. I'm not out here, you know. I just feel like I am fairly open. I'm a fairly open book, right? I don't think I'm trying to like hide anything. I'm not off in group chat shit talking any of these people to others. I don't know. I'm just kind of like here doing my stream 5 days a week, and if you've got a problem, then I've always taken a sort of angle to try and hash stuff out, you know, with people. So I don't really understand this idea that now all of a sudden, like, it's snaky, apparently, to do that. But anyway.
Attack your credibility is criticism. What's the matter? You can't take criticism? You're attacking my credibility, not my argument. That's what they do over and over again. Queema does it. His minions do it. They all do it. Chud does it, except he's a mean girl about it and does it sneaks this when you call him out, he plays stupid or says you're soft. And then
Tommy is a meat shield for Willie, who seems to be using him to air his grievances. Willie is still upset that most people feel his Destiny coverage was colored by his relationship with him. Tommy is a useful idiot.
Thank you for the super chats.
Wonderful. But how do I make money?
And Perp, thank you for the membership.
Perp became a member.
Yeah, I mean, you know, if there's some issue with something I've said, then let me know. It's just so ridiculous that I'm the fucking mean girl. When all my statements are public, obviously I've reached out directly to an individual party to say, hey, we've got some disagreement, we can talk about it if you want, privately if necessary, record it if necessary. But I'm not going to like other people being like, oh, this person's this, that, and the other. Like, it's to the person or publicly. So where's the snake behavior happening? I don't fucking get it, dude.
Let's Queeman do the rest. That's probably what it is. How coordinated it is, I don't fucking know. I don't care. If you want to know what Chud thinks, talk to Queeman. Queeman thinks Nick the Oreo is a sellout. All those guys think he's a sellout, and he's unfairly praising me.
I've not seen Queeman's comments on Big Nick. But is that what Queeman said? I don't even know if Queeman has said that necessarily. And I don't, see, this is the funny thing about this, right? This whole thing is I'm going to snake Nick, right? That's his big concern, is that I'm going to snake Nick. And I am having to do everything in my power now to not fucking rope Nick into this because I don't think he wants any fucking part of it. But he keeps fucking talking about him and bringing him up. We bring up your concerns with me. Why do you keep banging on about fucking Nick? As far as I understand, yes, there was obviously a bit of tension because I talked some shit, but me and Nick have, spoken about other topics unrelated to this with fairly reasonable, we're not like talking all the time, but we've spoken a bit. It's fine. Like, I don't think there's like this big issue between me and Nick. Like, TommyC seems to have this big idea. There's this crazy thing happening or something, but I don't see it myself. And Nick knows, and we've done this before when we've had, we can talk to each other and say if we've got like a big problem. So I don't really understand why now I'm being put in this position where it's only more likely that I'm going to say something crazy and end up fucking, snaking someone, Nick, Willie, whoever's not really directly involved in this. Like, it's putting me in this position where it's like, like, what am I supposed to do, bro? I'm trying to address his points, but he keeps trying to bring like Nick into it. And Willie Mack into it too.
Instead of attacking the praises, you say he's a dick rider. You say he's a sweeper. And don't provide any explanation why that's the case. Just like that Willie clip I showed you. It's just that simple. So can anybody really believe that there's actually no alignment here? I mean, Hassan pulls this shit all the time.
Wait, what is going on here? So is he saying that I'm like a Sam Piker and Queeman is like bad empanada? Is that right?
Hey, listen, I can't control this guy. I disagree with him, but he does a great job. Well, here, if you
I can't control this guy. What is Queeman doing that I ought to control? Queeman isn't out there fucking doxing people and shit like that. He's just talking shit and making his points on his own stream, that his views on things. What am I supposed to control? What, am I supposed to intervene because he's talking shit about someone that I'm friends with? That's up to them to fucking hash out. That's up to them to deal with. Why the fuck am I fucking supposed to rein Queeman in because he's saying shit that some people don't like?
Thought he was bad faith. You wouldn't have put him on your show. You wouldn't have platformed him. Chud's got no problem with Queeman being bad faith. None whatsoever. None at all. He just will continue to do this whole thing over and over.
This is really fucking annoying too. The only times recently that Queeman has come on my stream is because we've disagreed about the games done quick stuff and the fucking Daniel Green stuff. Those are the only times recently that Queeman has been on my stream. I don't bring him on to like fucking, I don't even watch his content on stream. What was the last thing I watched of his? I can't even fucking remember. And I don't think he's doing anything that egregious that I would need to step in and rein him in anyway. Dude, it's funny. It's funny. Because I talked about this and said how absurd it was to act like me and Queeman are the same person. But he is just further kind of doubling down on that, claiming that he's like my bad empanada. As if Queeman is doing anything that is like what bad empanada does. It's absurd.
Over again and then play stupid. That's the idea. The idea that he doesn't associate with Queeman is comically stupid.
Okay, wait. I don't recall saying that I don't associate with Queeman. Because obviously, he came from my community, and I've raided him. Right? The point is, I'm not responsible for what he says. I'm not responsible for his takes. And if you've got a problem with him, you need to speak to him directly. I don't want to say, I don't recall saying that. If there's a clip of me saying it, I'd happily review it. But I don't recall saying that I don't associate with Queeman. The point is that I'm not responsible for him. Obviously, I raid him. He came out of my community initially. He grew up off the back of the dregs of my community and then has built his own streaming thing. But what am I supposed to, dude? What? I don't get it. What am I supposed to do here? Queeman, you're talking a bit of shit about the wrong person. You shouldn't do that. No, Queeman's free to say what he wants, and if you've got a problem with that, you can speak to him about it. And I'm not going to stay. If Queeman was doing some deranged shit, then yeah, I probably would have to like sever the, if it was doxing people and shit like that, I'd have to say, okay, this is ridiculous. Yeah, dude, I've publicly said that I don't think Queeman's ever going to get outed as a nonce, and I've signed off on that and said, like, you know, if he gets outed, I'm fucked, basically. So I don't think I've ever hidden, like, what level of association there is. It's just that association, in my mind, doesn't mean I'm responsible for what he says, or if he's commenting on something, or got a different perspective, or you have got a problem with what he says.
It's a comical lie. And I honestly think they more than likely just sit around and say, well, if they do say this, we'll say that. Because you could predict what they're going to say. No problem.
Bro, what is this going on about? I spoke about this the other day. Dude, did he actually watch my video or not? He's complaining about me not watching his video, which I did, by the way. But he seems to have not really listened to me. Because, like, I don't have, you know, obviously, Queen and I have spoken in the past, but the main majority of what happens is he sends me stuff to, like, provoke me. Or, like, thinks it's funny and wants me to watch it, like some fucking Red Bar clip that I don't give two fucks about. I'm not really, you know, I'm not really, like, he likes Red Bar. I'm kind of indifferent to Red Bar. But he sends me a clip of it to watch, and I'm like, okay, well, maybe. That's it. So I don't really understand this narrative. I'm like, there in talking. We just don't talk about this shit, dude. Obviously, all he can do is really speculate because, I mean, I don't like to leak DMs unnecessarily, so I don't intend to leak DMs. But, you know, I could leak like the last month of DMs to Creeman right now and it wouldn't be a problem. It would just be like, you know. Now, to be fair, to be absolutely clear, I'll be 100% clear on this. When I said earlier, Queeman did link me the TommyC video. So Queeman did do that when I asked. So I will be upfront about that, okay? But prior to that, the other day during the Attic stream, he sent me some South African advert about cars. Sent me the Parry thing that Bug Squander made. Sent me the Stardust clip because I wasn't watching it on stream. A bunch of stuff about Cameron. Right. Yeah, a bunch of stuff about Cameron. Sargon of Akkad. He said that he confronted Amaranth's husband, and I said I was going to watch it. Which was good content, I thought. Smash JT video. Yeah, there's nothing here, dude. The fucking Red Bar clip. I asked him about the clip of Tectone sniping at me. And that's it. A few bits and pieces about Tectone, and that's it. So yeah, there's nothing there. Like, what is it he's hoping to see in those DMs? And, you know, I don't want to be like, you know... But he sends me stuff and I don't necessarily respond because I'm busy with shit. So I don't have time to, like, personally be like, oh, thank you for this, or, yeah, I'm definitely going to watch this, or I'm not going to watch it. He just sends me stuff and that's, you know, a bit of context, something I'm covering on stream, something like that. So I don't, it's ridiculous to suggest, like, on what evidence are you suggesting that we've got this, like, we're having these conversations? It seems like you're the one having conversation with others about me, not the other way around. But apparently that makes me the snake. It's ridiculous.
Whatsoever. My last thing, and then we'll move on. Oh, I want this slide. This one's way, way better. Okay. Last thing I got to say, I'm going to mention Aiden real quick. Aiden made a comment. He said that I come from a community that if we criticize each other, it's over. It's fucking done. I don't know. Anybody watch me long enough, I can take a joke. I can get my balls busted. I can do all those things. It's just...
Gotta be honest, Tom, it doesn't really seem like it. It seems like you're quite upset about some things that I've said about you. But like, you know, I've just bottled it up for months.
I can be criticized. That's not true. What they do is called credibility attacks. And the credibility attacks, sweeper, dick rider, all those fucking things, and say you can't handle the bats. It's bad.
Also, dude, I myself have criticised this sweeper shit. I've said how stupid the sweeper stuff is. People that watch me regularly will know I've said stop calling everything sweeping. It's really fucking annoying and stupid. So, I mean, I agree that sometimes these can be frustrating claims, but he's taking it up to this extreme where it's like, that's an attack on credibility. Meanwhile, he's just sat there calling me a snake and not to be trusted with very little evidence. I mean, very little good evidence. No good evidence at all, with very little evidence. And, I mean, that is a direct attack on my credibility, but that's fine, apparently, I guess, in Tommy's head. I mean, make that make sense. Make that make sense, dude.
Effect. It's dishonest. It's what Chud's doing. It's what he's doing on the surface. That's what it is. That's what it is. Oh, there is another thing. I almost forgot. Chud mentioned, and this is an example of just being deliberately dishonest with context. Chud said, "Why don't you call me a pedo? If you just come out and say it." I didn't call you one. I didn't say you were a groomer.
Okay, hang on. Did I say that? Did I say that? Maybe like if you're gonna call me a nonce, call me a nonce. What's the original clip? No, I know what he said, and I know that he seems to be misunderstanding what looking the other way means. We'll get to that. But did I say that?
Here's what I said, and I'm not going to pretend to teach you right now. I'm just going to teach the audience. I'm not going to pretend you didn't understand what I said.
Well, the problem is he said that people look the other way, and the way he presented it suggested that he had a problem with it. But now he's saying that he didn't mean it like that, I guess. But it's like, when you look the other way, that means there's something to see that you're avoiding looking at because, you know, in this instance, you'd have to be critical or you'd have to do something about it, you know? I said nonce. Okay, fair enough. That's fair enough. Okay. That's fine. I'll take what he said broadly because I understand, like, you know, nonce does mean pedo, but in my mind, I don't use it to mean pedo as explicitly, but I get that's what people's interpretation is. So that's fine. We can take that that's what he said. Fair enough. But I think that the way he presented it, you could reasonably interpret that he was suggesting that there was a problem and he didn't, and he looked the other way on it for some reason.
I said you got catfished, and that's fucked up. And people look the other way. The context being...
Okay, so when he said that's fucked up, I think he was actually, to be fair to Tommy, I think he was referencing the catfishing being fucked up. So he's saying that part was fucked up, not what I did was fucked up. But the other problem as well, he's talking about looking the other way. Well, when you look the other way, that means there's a problem that you're avoiding looking at. So that's why people thought that's what he was saying, myself included. Okay? But to be fair, he's clarifying now. I think what he meant was,
okay, that's wonderful.
You know,
but how do I
people were
money
kind of gracious to you
off
about it or something.
Nonce.
Thank you, Tommy C, for the tip.
Even if you're innocent, like Chud was of the whole thing, he was actually set up by some friggin' minor. There's no doubt about it. I've stuck up for Zaptai and other people. I have initially stuck up for Zero until he was...
See, the thing is, I can accept this, but then you need to be cautious with the language that you use, because look the other way suggests there was something wrong there.
Off depressed people?
And it wasn't clear when you said that's fucked up, whether you meant the catfishing was fucked up or my actions were fucked up. But that's okay. Listen, I will be fair. We don't let it get to our head, but I'll be fair and I'll say, fair enough. Miscommunication, misunderstanding. It's been clarified now. But I wouldn't say it was a lie to interpret it in that way. Many people interpreted what he was saying there was that what I did was fucked up and people looked the other way on it. Right? That's how many took it to, that's how many read what he was saying. But I'm happy to accept the clarification.
I have a history of sticking up for people that make massive mistakes. But on YouTube, and he knows this, 9 times out of 10, that's lights out. 9 times out of 10, lights out. You're finished. It doesn't matter the context, right? The context he wouldn't afford me. So this whole thing, why don't you just call me a pedo then? Well, I didn't. I didn't even suggest it. I said you were a catfish. I said it was...
Well, no, you did, but you didn't realize you were doing it because you're fucking retarded and you can't speak properly. But when you say that something is fucked up and people look the other way, people are going to reasonably interpret that you're saying what I did was fucked up and people look the other way on what was fucked up. But if you genuinely meant me getting catfish was fucked up, great. You should find different language to use other than look the other way, because you're suggesting there is a problem there that people were actively ignoring, which I don't think is a fair characterization of what happened anyway. Because you know, Augie and other people, Nicholas Diorio and others defended me when Noah Sampson posted the logs trying to call me a pedo in the midst of the super mega drama in 2023. I wasn't really like, I think we'd had some communication, but I wasn't as friendly with them as I am now. Well, present events, maybe, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it pans out. But they were defending me on the basis of what Noah Sampson posted. Nothing to do with like their connection to me, as far as I understand it, you know? Like they just saw that what he was posting didn't back up the claims he was making and called him out for that.
It's fucked up. And all the people that you're trying to snake, Willie, Tom, me, well, and I guess to some extent, Bobax.
Yeah, guys. Yes. We've really got to be concerned about Boblax getting snaked, guys. Also, how am I snaking anyone? Explain to me how I'm snaking anyone.
We're nice to you. And looked the other way instead of saying, well, look, that guy might be innocent. I can't be associated with him. They gave you a chance. They gave you a chance because of Nick's goodwill. That's what they did. But you're trying to snake him.
How? How?
So,
where?
Baden says that we come from a community, we criticize each other, it's the friendship's over and what have you. First of all, that's not true. It's the credibility attacks. That's what it is. I mean, Queeman has no fucking problem or no compunction. He does not give a shit if something's true, if it's out of context, it's whatever sticks. Willie said something interesting about him, that he respects Queeman a lot more because he's just trying to make YouTube work. And we've seen it before with these anti-community communities, right? It's just whatever sticks. We saw all the way back in the day, which they remind me the most of, but lamer, the blood sports thing with Medicare and Tonka and all those guys. But they eventually destroy each other. The most recent version was Salvo's community.
Yes, I said how ridiculous it was to act like me mentioning the dress pic somehow led to the OnlyFans leak. I mean, what an absolutely absurd concept. Nothing to do with that. Boblax leaked their own email on stream, and then some shitter account pieced it together and then put it onto Twitter. And then everyone was talking about it. Everyone was talking about it because of how fucking deranged it was.
They ate each other as well. He ate himself, and then, God, that guy ate. They ate each other, and then he ate himself. All these communities, they go away. They get really freaking hot, and then they fizzle out. Because eventually, the line gets boring. Eventually, the bad faith gets boring. Queeman doesn't have any reputation for being good faith. Most of the people that watch Chud, I even noticed in my own comments, cannot stand him. They don't like the fact that I'm so-called conflating them. The problem is, I don't think it's an accident. I don't think I'm crazy here. When he puts him on, lets him say his shit, but I disagree with that. It's the same shit.
Okay, how many times has that actually happened? I know he's still very pressed about what happened back a year ago, right? He's still very bothered about the fact he came on a year ago. I brought him on during JAR. He came on during the Boblax Nicholas stuff when that was first kicking off, right? But when has this happened? You know, I rarely bring Queeman on stream, particularly if I agree with him on a topic. You know, because I don't want to do this fucking orbit shit. I don't want to have the Destiny fucking verse, Chud verse or whatever, right? If people want to do their own thing and come out of my community, become a streamer, good luck to them. But, you know, I'm not this idea that I'm bringing him on, I'm like, oh, no, I don't even watch his fucking content, bro. I don't even watch his content on stream. When was the last time I watched a Queeman video? I can't remember. I have watched a Queeman video before. The last thing that really sticks out in my mind is when he spoke to Brianna Wu. That's the last thing wonderful. I can remember.
But how do I make money off depressed people?
We don't feel that way because he's bad faith. It's because he's Jewish.
Thank you for the 333. Appreciate it.
He did with Willie. It's the same shit he does with everybody else. You know, that's really interesting. But I got to distance myself. Yeah, bullshit. Bullshit. I'm calling bullshit. And that's it. That's all. Buddy. If you're going to sit there and say, I can't take the bans, fine. If you're going to do what Queeman's little crowd did and said, get this, with the pedo thing, that I knew that Chud was a groomer and I let it go until it was inconvenient for me. Oh, that's funny. And honestly, I think Chud knew that it was going to be taken like that. I never said that. I actually gave him the benefit of the doubt. Catfished, and that's fucked up. So that's who you're.
He said, catfished by a 17-year-old boy is what he said. Right? So he's changing the language a bit. But obviously, when someone says, you got catfished by a 17-year-old boy, that's fucked up, and people look the other way, obviously it's going to come across like you're getting called a fucking nonce. Bro, he's changed what he said.
You're dealing with. That's your great commentator. That's your guy that's fair.
I mean, look, okay, I know it's very fun. Oh, that's true. It's obviously the framing is quite extreme. I would put it differently personally. If you want to say that's what happened, whatever, I disagree with the framing of it. But clearly the framing leads reasonably one to conclude that he is, got a problem with it. Otherwise, why would you put it like that? Why would you put it in those terms? But it's fine. He's saying that's not the case. I'm willing to accept that. It's whatever. He doesn't think I'm a nonce. He's never thought I was a nonce. That's good.
Nobody could be less fair than Chud. He just needs to keep the image up. You want to call in? Now's your chance. So, and then I'm going to go into the other video. See, didn't take 50 minutes. I don't got to pretend. Well, I did pretend not to know, in fairness. I know.
Wait, hang on a sec. Is he saying that I can call into his stream then? I wasn't fucking watching. So how the fuck am I supposed to do that?
Idea what happened in that video. None. Tommy's all.
Bro, I'm not fucking... Dude, I don't know what this guy's problem is. I'm not watching your fucking stream. Spurging out about me, dude. I've got other things going on. Oh, he means his callers. Okay, got it. Okay. Well, no, I just, I've said... Oh, yeah, Batman. Batman's a ChudLogic chatter too. I've said from the start, this could have all gone very differently. I'd have happy to have a talk with him on, off stream, whatever. But he's decided to, continue this stupid crusade, and now I've fucking said a bunch of shit about him on stream. So presumably he's going to respond and get angrier. All of this could have been dealt with in a phone call. And by the way, guys, I'll tell you now, I'm not watching his response to this, okay? I've been covering this for fucking way longer than I should have done, right? The pirate software stuff is primo content for me. And because Queeman mind raped me with his Jewish tricks, I've been sat here watching this fucking shit for fucking 2 hours now.
Oh, he's right. You're goddamn right. So,
okay, that's wonderful.
But
how do I make money?
And by the way, I don't screen any. I'm the only guy on this earth that doesn't screen. And takes calls on a regular basis. Nobody calls, I'll get right into the Nisa thing. Yeah, Chud is a dishonest wanker. Why do I want to talk to a dishonest wanker? So he can be more dishonest? Oh, I do have to make a correction, however. All right? Hey, I was wrong about something I said in there. I said something wrong about Cleveland, but you'll never see this from them.
Bro, how am I dishonest? Dude, he's basically shown nothing. He's shown a bunch of public statements that I've made. Said that I got the same takes as Queeman, which is just ridiculous. And then he's like, I don't know, just said a bunch of crazy shit. And then he's like, well, Chud's very dishonest. On the basis of what? What have I done that's dishonest, bro? I'd love to have it explained to me in a call by TommyC. And it might be that he actually speaks to me. But he's saying he wants to do it, I think, after stream or something. Oh, here's the clip.
Unbelievably generous. Let's not forget that you got catfished by a 17-year-old boy. And everybody, including myself, looked the other way, thought it was fucked up.
That is the clip. How is it that out of line that people thought he thought I was a nonce? The clear reasonable interpretation of that is he's saying, people looked the other way, thought it was fucked up, right? If you genuinely were trying to say that me getting catfish was fucked up, and that not that people looked the other way, but they defended me or something, you need to speak fucking language that makes more sense then. I mean, I don't know, dude. I don't think it's that crazy that I would listen to that. Because I did watch his video, despite what fucking he's claiming. And be like, oh shit, does he think I'm some sort of nonce? Right? I think that was pretty much what he said in my response. Does he think I'm a nonce? Why should he just call me a nonce if he thinks I'm a nonce? Because that's what it sounds like he's saying. Anyway, is there any more here? Because I want to get to... It's been 2 hours. I want to get to this pirate software shit.
You'll see this from me. Queeman never apologized to Nick. Nick said I got that fucked up. What happened is I
mean, I'm still willing to have an offline conversation, but I'm a bit perturbed because it's like, now all this shit has been spoken. And what, we're supposed to slink off to a private call? I don't know. I feel maybe I should retract that. I don't know. It just feels a bit like we're slinking off to have a private call together when he said all this shit on stream. I don't know if I think on stream or not, I think is probably my new position on this. I think previous to this, I would have been willing to have a private conversation to hash this out. But now it's got to be public if we're going to have one. I'm not going to, yeah. Public or nothing is my new position for TommyC specifically. Other people, I'm still willing to have a private convo if they got some issue with me because they've not done deranged fucking rant-filled streams about me. But yeah, I'm not gonna, you know, I'm not gonna spend time out of my normal stream hours talking to this guy off stream. But yeah, I guess that's it. I guess that's it, isn't it? Is that it? I want to get to the pirate software stuff now, so I'm going to say that is it. That's 2 hours. All the shitters can fucking slurp up off of that. Just knocking some crumbs to the shitters out there. There we go. Enjoy. Enjoy.
Chud is fair.
Thank you for the $5. We're going to do pirate software now. We're going to do pirate software now, guys. There we go. Yeah, I think because of the level of criticism TommyC has made about credibility, I think it's only fair to have it publicly.
Yes, been waiting for this. Taking our next expedition into the rape frontier.
Thank you for the $20.